I see so many videos on YouTube lately talking about putting the right elbow in front of the pocket like this and making your arm get like this. And it drives me nuts because these videos are providing you with mental images that for most people, they're just gonna wreck you, cause you to try to pull the elbow down in front of the body. It just doesn't work that way. Right after this, I'm gonna show you the real way to get your right elbow to drop neatly in front of your pocket so you can hit the ball as long and straight as possible. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. I continue on my journey to hit the ball longer and straighter than I ever have before, and I hope to show you how to. Okay, so all those other videos, the problem with them is that when they were showing you this move, this is what we're supposed to do with the right arm. The problem is that they're showing the body completely stationary, which gives the golfer a really poor mental image that they need to jam the elbow and pull the elbow down in front of the pocket like this. So losing all the space and really using the arms to pull. This is what I see when people are working on this on the range. I walk up and down. This is a very, very large range here. Inevitably, I'm going to see one or two people that have watched one of these videos. They're trying to pull their arms in this way. Okay, well, I got my elbow in front of my pocket successfully. The problem is that that's not how it's going to work. That's only a tiny fraction of the piece of the puzzle, and it's being presented very poorly, screwing up more people than it's helping. So instead, let's look at a couple of the other pieces of the puzzle that cause the elbow to be a result, not the cause, almost a byproduct that happens naturally when you're doing a couple other things. So the first concept we've got to do, this is a must, if you're going to get the elbow to drop and not get stuck behind, is to keep the bow. Establish the bow of 30 to 35 degrees or so. You want to check this in front of a mirror behind you like this and make sure you've got a nice sharp hip angle. In other words, you're not taking up any of the angle with thoracic or curve or your head down like this to make a net effect that is an illusion, but instead more of a straight back, chin up. Make the angle all at the hips. You got to get rid of some of the excess knee flex too, because that's going to make you have to sit upright more in order to get to the ball. So get majority of the bend coming from the hips, 30 to 35 degrees. Then we've got to maintain this. If you were to lose the 30 to 35 degrees by standing up, one way or another, either the pelvis works in or the head moves up and back. It doesn't matter if it's one, the other, or both. All of a sudden, your right thigh and your right knee, right hip, are now all in the way of where you wanted to drop this club in. Look, if I'm here, I've got some room to drop this club in right into the slot here. But if I'm here, not only can I not hit this slot anymore, but I'm going to have to reroute the arms out here to go around my right side. Now all of a sudden I'm stuck. I've got the elbow behind me. Even if I try to reroute it and tuck that elbow in, I get the club head massively stuck behind me. So, got to keep this angle so you can keep this space, this curve right under your shoulders open for the hands to work through. If you lose that angle, you're never going to get the elbow in front of the pocket. But if you keep it, it falls in front almost automatically in conjunction with our next tip. Now, many people who get their elbows stuck behind them, they might be in a pretty good spot here. But the problem is that they're swinging the handle of the club either out to right field or it's curving and then straightening to center field. It's not arcing enough. You're on too much of a straight line, too linear of a hand path. When you can get the club exiting around the arc this way, It's going to cause you to rotate more. It's going to cause your arms not to route in and then out away from the body, but kind of go around at a consistent measurement. And when you can exit left, look at this in slow motion, you can exit left enough, like that. Looking back at this in slow-mo, you can see the maintenance of the posture plus the exiting of the handle on as sharp as curve as I came in with. I'm trying to keep the curve of the handle, the hand path, sharp, not let it go linear right into impact and after. It's going to help you automatically. You can even watch. I don't have to jam the elbow this way. If I just do these two things, let's over-exaggerate them. Look, here's tons of bow. Now, if I just turn and throw the club around to the left, look where my elbow's going. It's coming in really nicely. So that's a really good exercise for you to do to feel those two concepts. You could just take your right arm, over-exaggerate the bow, and now turn and come on around low left like this. Look at my elbow. It's no possible that it can get stuck behind me. It's falling in front quite nicely. So for 90% of you out there, those two things, forget about this, trying to fix this. Instead, fix the things that are going to fix this. This is a byproduct of a couple other things. Now, this is going to cover 90% of you. For the other 10, now I've got a couple students who do this. Even though we can get them keeping their bow and exiting left, they still look like this on the way down. This is because, yes, finally we get some merit to these videos, but only for a few people. They actually take their arm and they turn it internal on the way down, this way. So there's an internal rotation of the humerus bone and external rotation of the humerus bone. And of course, I can be doing the first two things perfectly, but if I turn internally, it's going to cause the club to get very vertical. It's going to cause my elbow to kind of get behind me this way. And so it's going to appear to kind of line up with my side and not get in front of my pocket very well. And so just becoming aware of those two motions. So you can just take your arm and here. This is how you don't want to be. This is how you would want to be. So if you can think of it as a rock skip around to the third baseline, like you're going to throw a submarine style throw from catcher to third base. That's probably a much better mental imagery because it gets the body moving. What they're describing is the body staying still and the arm being jammed in front and doing all the work. That would be pulling down with the arms and not having the body move. Let the body, remember the arm bone is connected to the shoulder bone. Remember that song, everything is connected. So all I have to do is just rotate and my arm's going to follow automatically. Keep the body as the primary source of movement. But check this out. We have one simple, elegant drill now. Maintain, even overdo the bow in this exercise. And now just pretend you're skipping a rock. Around from catcher, throwing it third baseline. You can see in the slow-mo that I'm replaying that my elbow is in front of the pocket as anyone's elbow has ever been in front of the pocket. So remember, the first two things are the prime movers of this elbow dropping in front of the pocket, not getting stuck behind you. Only some people are going to need this feeling here. But remember, this feeling is not here, it's here. You see the difference? Here, my body doesn't move, just my arm yanks down. And here, I feel like I'm actually leaving the handle of the club or the ball, if I'm throwing a ball, back here, and I'm turning into my throw, pivoting into my throw, and letting my torso swing my arm into the throwing lane. So keep that in mind, keep that drill, these images in mind. I think you're going to have instant success, at least with some small shots at first, getting your elbow and your arms to be unstuck. I think you're really going to hit it longer and straighter this way. Hey, if you have any questions or you've done this and it worked, leave a comment down below. I hope you'll share this with somebody that you know is having an issue with this. I'm Steve from hititlonger.com. I hope you'll go check out my website. And as usual, I'll either see you in the next video or I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.
Oh.